Hey guys, Reggie B here, and welcome back to another episode tutorial of Logic Pro Mix Tips and Tricks. Today I'm going to talk about something that can really make your vocals stand out a little more, bring out the clarity, as well as the emotion and dynamics of a vocalist when you record them. And what it is a vocal exciter. A lot of industry professionals use this. Um, just to beef up their vocals a little more, bring out those dynamics, and get rid of a lot of muddiness, a lot of frequencies that they really didn't want in the track. Um, so let's jump right into it. Here I got the Exciter uploaded. Now this is a plugin, a stock plugin in Logic Pro. Whether you're using Logic Pro X or Logic Pro, it doesn't matter. They have this really cool plugin called the Exciter. If you go into your plugins tab, scroll down to Specialized, then go over to Exciter, bang, there it is. So I always add this after I apply an EQ to my lead vocal. I always add an exciter afterward, and pretty much I just use this to bring out a lot of the emotion of the vocal as well as clear it up a lot. Also, another thing as an engineer that you must understand and comprehend is the type of microphone that you're using, because that affects your recording a lot. Now, the type of microphone that I have here, that I used for this particular recording, was a Sterling Audio ST51, and that microphone is great. It's a great microphone. But running through my inbox, I noticed it, it has a little bit of muddiness to it, so I like to clear it up. And this exciter really does work, and you'll hear it. So as I play this for you, I'll let you hear it, and you'll see. So let's start with this vocal here.
This love's like an anchor. This love's like an.
Let me start that over. I had the loop on.
This love's like an anchor. You keep pulling me down.
Okay, so you can hear that vocal. It's very clear, very crisp, and it sounds clean, and I like the way that sounds. And part of that reason is because of the exciter. Because now when I bypass the exciter, watch what happens to the vocal.
This love's like an anchor. You keep pulling me down.
Now, one of the things that you notice right off the back is the muddiness. It sounds a lot more muddy than it did when the exciter was not bypassed. So that's a great add to any track, because you're gonna hear that clarity, that brightness come through. Now let's look at this exciter. Here we have a harmonics knob, and here we have frequency, and then over here we have color. Okay, so what I like to do now, I think Logic Pro, yeah, I think they have a few presets, but I never use them. I prefer, as an engineer, you should use your ears. You know what I mean? One of the most important things about being a audio engineer, starting out as a mix engineer, is to learn to trust your ears. You want your mix to sound comfortable to you as well as to the listener. So a lot of people, when they first start out, I know when I first started out engineering vocals, I was so into the techniques and what had to be done because it had to sound industry like, and it has to sound like this and that. Throw all that out the window. Focus on making your mix sound comfortable. If it sounds comfortable to you, then it'll probably sound comfortable to somebody else. So that's a very important key aspect when it comes to mixing. Make sure it sounds comfortable and good to the listener. So let's jump right into this. One of the first things I'll do is I'll start with the frequency knob, and I'll play around with that to see what I like.
This love's like an anchor. You keep pulling me down. This love's like an anchor. Oh, you keep pulling me down.
So pretty much here, when you sweep with the frequency, you're just trying to find that comfortable place where it sits, where your ear is satisfied, where you're like, ah, yeah, that sounds good. It's clear. It's not too muddy. It's not too bright. It just sounds right. So for me, with this particular track, it just so happened that around 7,000 hertz was good for me, so I left it there. The next thing is harmonics, and that's measured in percentage. And you'll see as we just dial back what it does.
This love's like an anchor. You keep pulling me down. This love's like an anchor. Oh, oh, oh. You keep pulling me down. And I keep on holding on to these thoughts we shared in the past.
Now, for me, around 98 was good with the harmonics, because like I said, it's all about your ear and measuring what sounds just right. You know what I mean? You play around with the knobs until it sounds just right to you, just comfortable enough and clear, and it brings out that emotion. So that's all for today, guys. Until next time.